Time passes so quickly, and if you were a child of the 80s and 90s, there might be a few strange memories in there that defined the era. Things kids today wouldn't understand. Let's see if we share some of these memories from the past that unfortunately might mean that we are getting old. You might now be old if you used to spend hours trying to get a frog to cross the road. Frogger was an arcade game released in 1981. It was one of the best-selling games for the early Atari. It was also available for Commodore 64 and Atari 8-bit and many more. You had to get your frog safely across the road without being hit by cars and then across a river of floating logs. It was addictive fun. You might be old if you had your McDonald's Happy Meal served to you in a plastic UFO. Your meal of a burger and fries was inside, and then you were left with a toy spaceship or boat to play with and decorate with stickers. They also had the burgers in styrofoam, which is bad for the environment. It was public protests that forced this mega company to change their ways. McDonald's stopped using styrofoam packaging for their burgers in 1990, but it wasn't until 2018 that they stopped using it altogether. Sleeping out for concert tickets. Before the internet, if you wanted to buy a ticket to a concert, you had to ring up and do it over the phone or go to the ticket office and buy your tickets. Now, if you wanted good tickets, you had to sleep out for them. At least the day before, you would rock up with your sleeping bag and snacks and get in the already forming line, sitting on hard concrete, wondering where the nearest public toilet might be. This was always better done with friends, and actually, it was awesome. We would sit up all night talking and playing cards. You would meet and chat to the other groups of people. And then in the morning, tired and unwashed, a trickle of excitement would go down the line that the ticket window was opening. You'd wait with anticipation, slowly moving forward, waiting to see if the good seats were still available. Nowadays, major concerts can sell out within the hour, sometimes minutes. I'm sure it is an adrenaline rush refreshing a web page, but those times sleeping out for tickets are some of my fondest memories of being a teenager. You were a child of the 80s if you wanted to dress like Punky Brewster or wanted to own your own pet gizmo. You might now be old if you paid hundreds of dollars on VHS or DVD collections. Lots of people had VHS in the 80s and DVDs in the 90s. You could buy blank tapes on VHS and record right off the television and re-record over them when you wanted. You could buy movies new, or you could buy ex-rentals. But one of the simple joys was a TV series collection and proudly displaying the whole set. Even better if it was a show that took the care to decorate the spines so that when you put it together it formed a picture. My collection was Buffy, but Xena did a good one too. Let me know in the comments if there were other series that did this, as I'd love to check them out. A sure sign you might be old is if you recognise this guy. Max Headroom. He might make you laugh or he might make you cringe, but this guy is an 80s icon. For the younger generation watching, this is what we thought the future of AI would be. Advertised as the first computer-generated TV presenter and only ever seen on screen, he would glitch and stutter, and truthfully, he always kind of creeped me out. He was the host of the Max Headroom Show, a TV music program, and he was meant to be anti-establishment, but most of us will remember him from Coca-Cola ads. He wasn't AI or CGI or anything fancy. He was actually the actor Matt Frewer in prosthetic makeup. The Coke Max Headroom was advertising was New Coke. Coke had always positioned itself as the original, the real thing. But Pepsi, the choice of a new generation, was stealing their market share. particularly with their blind taste test promotions showing that people preferred the taste of Pepsi. And so in 1985, Coke decided to change their product. And people got mad. 10,000 complaints a day, sort of mad. And so 3 months later, Coke changed back to their classic taste and learnt their lesson about playing around with their product. CD racks. In the 90s, we had heaps of CDs, and trying to figure out how to store them could be quite the headache. A major design feature of the 80s was glass bricks. When you want a window but don't want to see out of it, then glass bricks was the answer. If you wanted a wall but you wanted it to look like a window that you can't see out of, well, glass bricks was the answer. If you wanted a kitchen island or bar that looked like a window that you can't see out of, again, glass bricks was the answer. Another design tip from the 80s was that we liked things to match. The bedspread had to match the curtains, and then this could all go a bit overboard in the bathroom with the toilet seat cover and the matching mat and the matching hand towel and curtains and so on. You could even get toilet paper to match. Speaking of bathrooms, it wasn't uncommon to have a magazine rack in there if you needed something to read while you passed the time. You might be old if you played the game Nightmare or Atmosphere, with its gatekeeper playing on VHS telling you what to do. This is a more recent one, but I'm sorry to say that you might be old if you remember being scared of the year 2000. The fear was that in the now computerized world we were living in, that when the date clicked over from 1999 to the year 2000, that computers would, well, freak out. They wouldn't be able to accept the year ending in 00. So the fear was that all the computers would stop working. Bank accounts would be gone, planes would crash, phones would stop working, the lights would go out, and so on and so on and so on. Another fear was that even if the computers didn't crash, they might think it was the year 1900, which would be bad for daily calculated interest rates. Programmers were working on the issue for a long time before the change of year, and so it was all okay in the end. But a lot of people were really scared about what was going to happen when the clocks ticked over. I was 20, so my friends and I just had a major party that New Year's Eve. I mean, end of the world major party. But it all seems a lifetime ago now. I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane. Let me know in the comments your favourite thing from childhood. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos.